Chapter 5. Well, at least it all makes sense now. At least I can forgive Luke. This is about the first time he's had a so-called major crisis at work, and it really is a proper, genuine crisis. No one can talk about anything else. Every news channel is covering it. I've spoken to Luke on the phone, and he's going to make it home when he can, but there was no way he could have left any earlier. He was at the Bank of England seeing all sorts of top people, and now he's trying to manage the situation and limit the damage. Every single branch of the Bank of London has been besieged. Apparently, the Prime Minister himself is going to make a statement and ask everyone to calm down. Parentheses, which, if you ask me, is a big mistake. Mum's already convinced the whole thing is a government conspiracy. Close parentheses. T. Dad comes into the snug where Danny, Suze, Tarquin, Jess, Tom, and I are all sitting, still in a bit of a numb daze. The TV is on Sky News, and they keep playing the same clip, the one with a stern-faced Luke with all his equally stern-faced banker clients. So, Dad puts the tray down. What did you do? Are you going to rearrange the christening? Well, I'll have to, I suppose. I nod and look around the room. When's everyone free? The rest of January's not great. Danny takes out his BlackBerry and squints at it. Although January next year is totally clear, he adds brightly. We've got so many shooting parties. Suze fishes for her tiny Smithson diary. And remember our trip to the Lake District, Dad chimes in. Gosh, everyone's so busy. In the end, I get everyone to write down when they're available in the next few months. Jess draws a grid and crosses off all the days and works it all out. There are 3 possibles, she says at last. The 18th of February, the 11th of March, or the 7th of April, which is a Friday. The 7th of April, I look up, that's Luke's birthday. I never knew that, says Suze curiously. I've never even known Luke to have a birthday. He's not really into birthdays, I explain. Every time I organize any celebration for him, he cancels it because of some work thing. It's one of the things about Luke I least understand. He doesn't get overexcited about his presents. He doesn't drop little hints about what kind of treat he'd like. He doesn't do a countdown on the wall calendar. One year he'd actually forgotten it was his birthday when I clattered in with a breakfast tray. How can you forget your own birthday? I glance at the TV screen again. There he is, stepping out of the Bank of England again, his forehead furrowed even more deeply than usual. I feel a rush of fondness for him. He's had such a shitty year, he deserves a treat. I should throw him a party, even if he doesn't want it. Even if he'll try and cancel it. And all at once the idea hits me. Hey, what about if I throw Luke a surprise party? I look around in excitement. He'll think we're just having Minnie's christening reorganized, but actually it's his birthday party too. I have a sudden vision of Luke walking into a darkened room and a whole crowd yelling, "Happy birthday!" and Luke's jaw dropping and him being absolutely speechless with surprise. Oh gosh, I have to do this. I have to. Good one, Bex. Suze's eyes light up. Awesome idea. Danny looks up from his texting. What theme? I don't know, but something really cool. Something Luke would like. I've never thrown a surprise party before, but it can't be that hard, can it? I mean, it's just like a normal party, except you keep it secret. Easy. Becky, are you sure it's a good time to be throwing a party? Says Jess with a frown. I mean, what if what they say is true? She gestures at the TV, which is still on the Bank of London story. What if we're at the beginning of a financial catastrophe? Trust Jess. Trust her to bring financial catastrophe into a nice talk about a party. Well, then everyone will need cheering up, won't they? I say defiantly. All the better. Jess doesn't flicker. All I'm saying is, you have to be prudent, especially at a time like this. Do you have the money to hold a party? Honestly, what is this? Who wants to be a nosy elder sister? Maybe I do. I shrug carelessly. Maybe I've been saving up a special fund for just such an event. There's silence in the room, apart from a little snort from Danny. Tom is smirking and I glower back at him. Have I ever smirked at any of his projects? Did I smirk when he built his ridiculous 2-story summer house in Janice's garden? Parentheses, actually, maybe I did, but that's not the point. Summer houses and parties are completely different. Close parentheses. Worst of all, even Suze is looking a bit pained, as if she doesn't want to laugh but won't be able to help it. She sees me looking at her and flushes guiltily. The thing is, it doesn't have to be an expensive party, does it? She says hurriedly. You could throw a restrained party, Bex, a thrifty party. That's true, Jess nods. Tom can make homemade peach wine. It's not bad at all. And I'm happy to cook. Homemade peach wine? And you could have music off an iPod, suggests Tom. I'm in charge of the iPod, chips and Danny. We could make paper chains. I'm staring at them all in horror. One tiny little bank goes bust, and suddenly we're having to act like it's the war and make spam fritters and stain our legs because we can't afford stockings. I don't want to throw Luke some crappy party with homemade peach wine and an iPod, I exclaim. I want a fabulous party. I want a marquee and a band and caterers and amazing lights everywhere and entertainment, jugglers and fire eaters and stuff. But you can throw a nice party without fire eaters, begins Suze. I don't want something nice, I say disparagingly. If I throw Luke a surprise party, I want it to blow him away. I want to knock his socks off. I want him to walk in and be utterly speechless for a whole minute, at least. All my friends are exchanging looks. What? I'm looking from face to face. What's wrong? Come on, Becky. It would cost a fortune, says Jess bluntly. Where would you get the money? I don't know, I say defiantly. Work extra hard, maybe. You'll never keep it secret from Luke, chips in Tom. Not in a million years. I feel a surge of indignation at him. In fact, at all of them, even Suze. Why do they have to pour cold water on everything? Yes, I will, I retort furiously. You watch. I'll organize a fabulous party, and I'll totally keep it a secret from Luke. Keep what a secret from Luke? His deep voice resounds from the hall, and I nearly jump a mile. Bloody hell, how did that happen? I've only been planning this party for 2 minutes, and already I've nearly given it away. I just have time to shoot an English look at Suze before Luke appears through the door. He's holding Minnie and looks surprisingly cheerful. How come you're back? I ask as he kisses me. Is it all over? Just grabbing some clean clothes, I'm afraid, he says wryly. This isn't going to be over anytime soon. Luke, that comment you just heard me say about keeping something secret from Luke? I clear my throat. You're probably wondering what I meant. It did cross my mind. Luke raises his eyebrows quizzically. Well, it's just that, I didn't want to tell you how crazy it was earlier at the Bank of London. It was mayhem. I thought it might stress you out, so I was just telling everyone to keep quiet about it, wasn't I? I glare around the table, and Suze dutifully says, "Absolutely." "Don't worry," Luke says wryly. "I've already seen the worst." He reaches up and ruffles Minnie's hair. "I gather she missed out on her big moment." The vicar just ran off to the bank with everyone else, but it's okay, I add carefully, because we're planning to reschedule the christening for a future date. I won't mention the exact date at this point. Good. Luke nods without great interest. Is there any food left? Loads, I nod. I'm about to get up and find him some blinis when Mum comes into the snug, slightly flushed from all the sake she's been drinking. "Listen, loves," she says to me and Luke. "Reverend Parker's here. He wants to see you. Shall I send him in here?" "Oh, right," I say in surprise. "Of course." I've never seen Reverend Parker look sheepish before. As he comes into the snug, his dazzling smile is missing, and he can't quite look either of us in the eyes. "Rebecca and Luke, I do apologize," he says. "Never before have I abandoned a service mid-flow. I can't think what came over me." "Don't worry," I say magnanimously. "We've got over it." "I assume you would still like your daughter baptized?" "Of course we would," I say eagerly. "In fact, we were just talking about it. We've got it all planned." "I'm so glad." He looks around the room. "Well, you're all present and correct, so..." Before I know what's going on, he produces a little bottle, unscrews it, and sprinkles some kind of water on Minnie's forehead. "Minnie, I baptize you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen." "What?" I say feebly, but he doesn't listen. Now he's making the sign of the cross on her forehead in oil. "Welcome to the church, my child. The Lord bless you and keep you." He feels in his pocket and produces a candle, which he gives to me. "Congratulations, Rebecca." Then he turns to Mom. "Did you say there was sushi?" I can't speak for shock. "Minnie? Just Minnie?" "You mean she's christened now?" I find my voice. "She's done?" "Indeed," Reverend Parker says smugly. "Having started a job, I do like to finish it." Again, I do apologize for the slight hiatus. "Good afternoon, everyone." He sweeps out before I can even draw a breath, and I stare after him, outraged. He didn't even ask about middle names, and I'd almost decided. Minnie Brandon. Luke hoists her up cheerfully onto his shoulders. A fine name. I shoot him a baleful look. "I'm going to grab a bite," he adds. "See you in a sec." As Luke closes the door behind him, I exhale like a deflating balloon. The others seem a bit shell-shocked too. "Well, that was a bit sudden," says Tom. "So we don't need to hold 7 April anymore?" says Danny. "Probably for the best," says Jess. "Becky, I hate to say it, but you would never have pulled that party off." "Yes, I would." I glower at her. "Well, anyway," says Suze hastily, "it doesn't matter now, because it's not going to happen. It's irrelevant." I feel a pang of resentment. Everyone's just assuming I'll give up the idea, aren't they? Everyone's assuming I can't do it. These are supposed to be my friends. They're supposed to believe in me. Well, I'll show them. It's not irrelevant, and it is going to happen. I look around the room, feeling my resolve grow. I'm not going to let that man ruin my plans. I'm still going to throw Luke a surprise birthday party, and I'll do it on a budget, and I'll keep it totally secret from Luke, and I'll blow his socks off. I just about managed to stop myself adding, "so there." "Bex," Suze glances around the others, "it's not that we think you can't do it." "Yes, it is," I say indignantly. "That's exactly what you said." "Well, you'll all be eating your words." So what's going on? Danny looks up from his BlackBerry, which she's been tapping at yet again. Is the party on or off? On, I say resolutely, definitely on. And there seems to be a list. People who know about party. Me, Seuss, Tarquin, Danny, Jess, Tom. Total equals 6.